Get ready to master key real estate terms and take your prep to the next level. This is part 1 of a 2-part series covering 50 must-know terms, some simple, some surprisingly tricky, that you need to know. And keep an eye on the bottom corner. It will significantly boost your chances of passing the exam. We'll explain after question 2. Let's jump in.
Let's start with ownership and property rights. Fee simple, leasehold, and life estate. Which type of property ownership allows the holder to possess the property indefinitely with the freedom to transfer or inherit it? Is it A, fee simple, B, leasehold, C, life estate, or D, easement? The answer is A, fee simple. Fee simple ownership provides the most complete form of ownership. It includes the rights to use, sell, lease, or bequeath the property, subject to any local laws or restrictions. What is the key characteristic of a leasehold estate? Is it A, permanent ownership, B, temporary possession, C, transferable by will, or D, ownership for life? The answer is B, temporary possession. A leasehold estate is characterized by its temporary nature, defined by the terms of the lease. The tenant has the right to use the property for a set period.
Have you noticed the code in the bottom corner? Next time you're stumped, take that code to Birdsy AI for immediate help and a free study session with Birdsy, your personal AI study partner. Plus, you'll get access to hundreds of additional questions, helping you move closer to passing your exam with confidence. The next time you're feeling unsure or stuck, give it a try.
How does a life estate differ from a fee simple estate? Is it A, both are permanent, B, both can be inherited, C, both allow leasing, or D, life estate is limited to a lifetime? The answer is D, life estate is limited to a lifetime. A life estate grants possession for the duration of a person's life, after which the property reverts to another party. Fee simple estates provide permanent ownership rights. Easement, encroachment, and license. Which of the following best describes an easement? Is it A, a temporary permission to use property, B, a legal right to use another's land for a specific purpose, C, an unauthorized intrusion onto another's property, or D, a permanent transfer of land ownership? The answer is B, a legal right to use another's land for a specific purpose. An easement is a legal right to use another's land for a specific limited purpose, such as a right-of-way. It does not confer ownership but allows certain use rights. What is the primary difference between an easement and a license? Is it A, an easement is permanent while a license is temporary? B, a license grants ownership rights while an easement does not? C, a license is recorded with the property deed while an easement is not? Or D, an easement can be revoked at any time while a license cannot? The answer is A, an easement is permanent while a license is temporary. An easement is a permanent right to use land, often recorded with property deeds, while a license is temporary and can be revoked at any time by the landowner. What legal term describes a structure that unlawfully extends onto another's property? Is it A, easement, B, license, C, encroachment, or D? The answer is C, encroachment. An encroachment occurs when a structure or object illegally extends onto a neighbor's property, potentially leading to disputes or legal action to resolve the boundary issue. Contracts and agency. Offer, acceptance, and consideration. What is required for a contract to be considered valid under the principle of offer and acceptance? Is it A, clear offer and unconditional acceptance, B, offer, counteroffer, and acceptance, C, offer and implied acceptance, or D, offer and silence? The answer is A, clear offer and unconditional acceptance. A valid contract requires a clear offer and unconditional acceptance. Both parties must agree on the terms without any modifications, and the acceptance must be communicated to the offeror. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the concept of consideration in contract law? Is it A, a promise to donate to charity? B, an agreement based on past actions? C, a mutual promise to meet for coffee? Or D, a promise to pay for a service rendered? The answer is D, a promise to pay for a service rendered. Consideration is something of value exchanged between parties. It can be a promise, an act, or forbearance, and it's essential for a contract to be enforceable. In contract law, what effect does a counteroffer have on the original offer? Is it A, it accepts the original offer? B, it rejects the original offer? C, it modifies the original offer? Or D, it has no effect on the original offer? The answer is B, it rejects the original offer. A counteroffer acts as a rejection of the original offer and simultaneously presents a new offer. It terminates the original offer and requires acceptance to form a contract.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsy.
Fiduciary, dual agency, and designated agency. What is the primary duty of a fiduciary in a real estate transaction? Is it A, to maximize their own commission? B, to act in the best interest of their client? C, to ensure the transaction closes quickly? Or D, to maintain neutrality between buyer and seller? The answer is B, to act in the best interest of their client. A fiduciary must prioritize the interests of their client above their own. This duty includes loyalty, confidentiality, and full disclosure, ensuring the client's needs are met above all else. In a dual agency situation, what must the agent obtain from both parties? Is it A, verbal agreement to proceed? B, approval from their brokerage? C, written consent from both buyer and seller? Or D, a waiver of liability? The answer is C, written consent from both buyer and seller. In dual agency, the agent represents both buyer and seller. Written consent from both parties is required to ensure transparency and avoid conflicts of interest. How does designated agency differ from dual agency? Is it A, it assigns separate agents to each party within the same brokerage? B, it allows one agent to represent both parties with informed consent? C, it eliminates the need for any form of consent? Or D, it involves the use of external agents from different brokerages? The answer is A, it assigns separate agents to each party within the same brokerage. Designated agency assigns different agents within the same brokerage to represent each party, ensuring individual representation and avoiding conflicts inherent in dual agency. Finance and mortgages. Amortization, principal, and interest. What happens to the principal balance of a mortgage loan as regular monthly payments are made over time? Is it A, the principal balance increases? B, the principal balance decreases? C, the principal balance remains the same? Or D, the principal balance fluctuates randomly? The answer is B, the principal balance decreases. As regular monthly payments are made, the principal balance of a mortgage loan decreases. Each payment reduces the amount owed, with a portion covering interest and the remainder reducing the principal. In an amortizing loan, what is the primary purpose of the interest portion of a monthly payment? Is it A, to reduce the principal balance? B, to increase the loan balance? C, to compensate the lender for the loan? Or D, to pay off the loan faster? The answer is C, to compensate the lender for the loan. The interest portion of a monthly payment compensates the lender for providing the loan. It represents the cost of borrowing money and decreases over time as the principal is repaid. How does the amortization schedule of a fixed-rate mortgage change over time? Is it A, the interest portion decreases and the principal portion increases? B, the principal portion decreases and the interest portion increases? C, both interest and principal portions remain constant? Or D, the total payment amount fluctuates? The answer is A, the interest portion decreases and the principal portion increases. In a fixed-rate mortgage, the amortization schedule shows that the interest portion of each payment decreases over time, while the principal portion increases, keeping the total payment constant.
Stuck on a question? Just think of the Birdsy link in the description as your friendly neighborhood superhero, swooping in to save the day with answers. Feel free to explore it now and return to continue. Simply hit pause, and we'll be waiting when you get back.
Loan-to-value ratio, escrow, and PMI. What is the primary purpose of private mortgage insurance, PMI, in a mortgage agreement? Is it A, to lower the interest rate for the borrower? B, to ensure the borrower can make monthly payments? C, to protect the lender against borrower default? Or D, to cover property taxes and insurance? The answer is C, to protect the lender against borrower default. PMI protects the lender in case of borrower default, especially when the down payment is less than 20%. It is not designed to protect the borrower or reduce monthly payments. How does the loan-to-value LTV ratio affect a borrower's mortgage terms? Is it A, it lowers the interest rate offered by the lender? B, it may require the borrower to pay PMI? C, it guarantees approval of the mortgage application? Or D, it eliminates the need for an escrow account? The answer is B, it may require the borrower to pay PMI. A higher LTV ratio indicates higher risk for the lender, often resulting in higher interest rates or the requirement for PMI, as the borrower has less equity in the property. What role does an escrow account play in a mortgage setup? Is it A, it manages property taxes and insurance payments? B, it provides additional funds for home improvements? C, it reduces the principal amount of the loan? Or D, it is used to pay off PMI premiums? The answer is A, it manages property taxes and insurance payments. An escrow account is used to collect and pay property-related expenses like taxes and insurance, ensuring they are paid on time without direct involvement from the borrower. Land use and zoning, eminent domain, condemnation, and Escheat. What is the primary purpose of eminent domain? Is it A, to increase property taxes? B, to acquire private land for public use? C, to prevent land Escheat? Or D, to resolve zoning disputes? The answer is B, to acquire private land for public use. Eminent domain allows the government to acquire private property for public use, such as infrastructure projects, while compensating the property owner fairly. This ensures community needs are met. Which of the following best describes Escheat? Is it A, a method to challenge zoning laws? B, a government right to acquire property for public use? C, a process where property reverts to the state? Or D, a legal action to enforce property taxes? The answer is C, a process where property reverts to the state. Escheat is a legal process where ownership of property reverts to the state when an individual dies without a will or legal heirs, ensuring property is not left ownerless. Valuation investment, appraisal, market value, and comparative market analysis, CMA. What is the primary purpose of a comparative market analysis, CMA, in real estate? Is it A, to determine the highest possible listing price? B, to estimate the market value of a property? C, to assess the future appreciation potential of a property? Or D, to evaluate the cost of renovations needed. The answer is B, to estimate the market value of a property. A CMA estimates a property's market value by comparing it to similar properties recently sold in the area. This helps sellers and buyers make informed decisions based on current market trends. Which factor is least likely to affect the market value of a residential property? Is it A, location of the property, B, size and layout of the property, C, condition and age of the property, or D, owner's personal taste in interior design? The answer is D, owner's personal taste in interior design. Market value is influenced by factors like location, size, and condition. Personal preferences, such as interior design taste, have minimal impact on market value. How does an appraiser determine the market value of a unique property with no comparable sales? Is it A, by using only the income approach, B, by averaging the prices of all properties in the area, C, by using the cost approach, or D, by relying on the owner's valuation? The answer is C, by using the cost approach. In such cases, an appraiser may use the cost approach, estimating the land value and the cost to rebuild the structure, adjusted for depreciation, to determine market value. Cap rate, net operating income (NOI), and depreciation. What is the primary use of the capitalization rate, cap rate, in real estate investment? Is it A, to estimate the investor's potential return on investment, B, to calculate the property's depreciation value, C, to determine the property's market value, or D, to assess the property's tax liability? The answer is A, to estimate the investor's potential return on investment. The cap rate is used to estimate the investor's potential return on investment based on the property's net operating income. It helps compare the profitability of different investment properties. How does depreciation affect the net operating income (NOI) of a real estate property? Is it A, it increases the NOI by reducing taxable income, B, it does not affect the NOI since it is a non-cash expense, C, it decreases the NOI by increasing operating expenses, or D, it has no impact on NOI or taxable income? The answer is B, it does not affect the NOI since it is a non-cash expense. Depreciation is a non-cash expense that does not affect the net operating income directly. NOI is calculated before accounting for depreciation, focusing on cash flow from operations.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to visit Birdsy AI for complimentary study sessions with Birdsy, your AI-powered study partner.